Is he rapping?
Ooh, Miss Tate, how you doing?
Oh, fine. How you doing, Corey?
I'm fine. You so funny.
Chevelle, is he having a good time over there or what?
You look like it. Looks like it.
Okay, Chevelle, stay on mute.
Okay. Let me clear this out.
We gonna get a video today?
Oh yeah.
You know what, Corey? What thing just dropped a new video? King Hollis. It's called Self Discipline. He dropped it 2 days ago. It's real good.
Nah, got something else. Oh yeah. Let me see.
You got educational one for us today?
Yeah, we always gotta go that route.
My brains and just extra education.
Mm-hmm.
Look at SMB. What's going on with that?
We are gonna go back to my boy.
Look, bro, give me proud. Look, I already got started. I gotta finish this vision board now. I put it all together.
Oh boy, look at it.
I charted it all out. He just charted it all out, and then I'll get all the pictures and collage it together. I stopped talking about it.
Chevelle, I heard you made a video.
A video? Oh, you mean I did a live yesterday. I was just trading and oh, you talking about the video that's on Discord?
Oh, I didn't see it. Somebody said that you had made a video. I said, well, I didn't see the video.
Yeah, it's a video on Discord. I was on live and I was talking to
There's a secret
Christina.
that we keep from ourselves. It's just not the
Here we go.
trading industry that keeps it from us. It's also a secret that our biology keeps from us. And that secret is causing you never to achieve the kind of potential that's possible in trading. You experience it all the time. And that secret in neurobiology is called implicit bias. You think, well, what's that? You can say that implicit bias is the set of assumptions, the biases, the beliefs that lay underneath your conscious mind. That's one way. That's the psychological way.
Hey, Corey.
Neurobiology would say it's...
Hi first. Is it turned up or is it just my laptop?
Can everybody else hear it?
It's loud. It's your laptop.
What'd you say, Travell?
The laptop.
Oh boy. Oh, okay.
Turn it up.
Real loud.
Outside
Thank you.
conscious awareness. There's a secret that we keep from ourselves. It's just not the industry, the trading industry, that keeps it from us. It's also a secret that our biology keeps from us. And that secret is causing you never to achieve the kind of potential that's possible in trading. You experience it all the time. And that secret in neurobiology is called implicit bias. You think, well, what's that? You can say that implicit bias is the set of assumptions, the biases, the beliefs that lay underneath your conscious mind. That's one way. That's the psychological way. And neurobiology would say it's subcortical. It's happening outside of conscious awareness. And you don't know it. And I want to give you an example of this implicit bias. And we're going to then look at it in trading. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, he has detractors that vehemently despise him. He has loyalists that absolutely think he's the greatest thing in the world. Yet, what's interesting is they did a study recently where they took loyalists and detractors, told them the same story about Donald Trump. And what happened is each group, depending on their inherent biases, saw that as proof that either Donald Trump was the greatest thing in the world or he was the most horrible thing in the world. Yet, when they tried to use logic and reason to talk to these people about the evidence, the more evidence they produced, either way, okay, the good or the bad, the people became more entrenched in their beliefs, more stubborn. That's implicit bias. What does that have to do with you and trading? It has everything. Everything. First of all, what I want you to notice is you don't even see this operating. It's a secret. You don't see it operating and causing you to believe one thing despite evidence to the contrary. Now we go to trading. Who doesn't want to win? Who doesn't want to be right in trading? Of course you do. Yet there's an implicit bias that goes in, and you learn very quickly from the trading account. The trading account is going to give you explicit evidence about your effectiveness that you bring, the biases, the beliefs you bring into trading and act from. Yet, do we listen to them? No, we get more entranced. We get harder and harder and harder believing what we need to believe, even though the evidence does not support the performances. That's the implicit bias. And what's interesting is you would never see it happening. You would just simply say, you know something? I know how to trade. I trade my plans, but then everything falls apart when I start actually trying to trade my plan. So I don't know what happens. You run into this implicit bias that you're not willing to let go of and don't know it. It's a secret to you. You become more entrenched in it, and it takes over the mind. And despite proof to the contrary, you keep acting in a self-limiting way. Okay, now listen to that. What does that look like in trading? Well, how many people have ever tried to take they see the setup, it's a valid setup, it's a good setup, it's an A setup, yet they look for more confirmation, they don't do it, and it feels good at that moment of not taking the trade and it going on by. That's the implicit bias. And then it goes on by and you look at, what am I doing? Why didn't I take that trade? Then you're looking at it saying the evidence doesn't fit my actions. Yet in the moment of performance, in the moment of heat, that implicit bias showed up, took over mind, and you never saw it coming. That's the implicit bias. That's the secret that if you want to conquer trading, that's the piece you're going to have to master. You're going to have to master the implicit biases that you don't even know you're bringing to trading. And then you're going to have to change them. But on the other hand, maybe you're not the person who has a problem with like getting into trades. Maybe when that trade goes against you, you think it's not fair and you're going to get it back and you're going to make the markets pay. We call it revenge trading. What's the implicit bias that keeps having you do that? That's the trick, friends. It's not you. If you had the ability, you would just be able to say, okay, I see that and I'm going to rectify that. I'm going to correct that. But it's at the level of subcortical, of unconscious bias. You don't see it. The body sees it, the flesh sees it. And for short-term survival, being right is really important. Yet, long-term, it doesn't serve you. This is the big secret that everyone's going to have to master if they're going to convert the mind that they brought to trading, built for a time and a place far, far away from now, of a survival time, a dangerous time, and build it into a mind that can handle probability, that can handle the ambiguity, found in trading. The brain hates that ambiguity. It hates uncertainty. And it wants to leap onto that implicit bias so that it can feel right again. The problem is the certainty of that feeling clouds you, and you don't see that the beliefs and the biases that are driving your action is leading you to destruction, or at least to where you're not achieving what you know you can achieve. Friends, that's the biggest conundrum in trading. Few people ever get beyond that. If you want to learn more about this, go to my website, really start looking, read the article associated with this video, and start digging down and saying, well, what are my implicit biases? You know, how are they operating? How can I learn to see them? Come to the webinar. Start really digging and decide
Guilty of
whether or not
both
you
of
want
them,
to become
Ashley.
the trader that you could be, or whether or not you want to be right. That's where it's stuck. That's where you have to open the door to change, force the brain into change, into changing into something that's adaptive by design rather than natural selection. Come and learn, friends. Come and learn. Thank you.
Man, this is my boy, man. Like, I love this dude, man. Like, he always dropping some gems, man. I brought this particular video up. Thank you for reminding me, Ms. Tate, because I want to talk about this silver trade. Who was on the call this morning and traded with me at pre-New York session? I'm going to look for some sevens in the chat. Dang, nobody.
I
Sheesh.
was.
Sheesh. Nobody, but that was Naomi. That was you.
Yeah, and Kiara was on it.
Kiara was on.
What was your question, Corey?
I said, who was up trading with us this morning for pre-New York?
Oh, I was somewhat of pre-New York time closed off.
Dang.
But I did catch the silver.
I just got me working for nothing. Okay.
I was on there.
Okay. So, all right. Let me pull this up right quick. Let me talk about this real quick. First thing, this was box on, there was one here, but I deleted it. But this box was here from last night, right? This was me telling myself and everybody that was taking this trade that we should expect to sell in this area, right? And it was based off of this move right here that pushed up, and I was expecting it to reject. Now, the reason why I played that video is because today, you know, even myself, I fall guilty of it, got caught up in some implicit bias, right? My whole impression after reading the charts was that we are in a downtrend right now. We shouldn't be buying unless we bought down here. But taking a buy up here, even if it goes into profit, it would have been risky, right? And you know, I even got in the heat of the moment. It looked good at the time, but it ended up selling off, right? And silver did the same thing. And I was expecting the same move off of silver, right? Let's go to the silver chart. That's US 30. Same thing, right? And even when I have been proven wrong when it dropped right here, and I could have closed this out with small profit of about 60 pips. It didn't do that. I didn't do that, right? Because I was taken on by this, you know, fake out move that told me to buy, right? And I even kind of let some of the things that I heard on the call change my logic when I was looking for the sell. So today I wanted to go over like a checklist that I used to use. Again, I got out of the habit of doing this, and I want to show you guys this because I know it'll help you guys, right? So let's clear this all out, right? Now, is it safe to say everybody is like a day trader slash scalper slash swing trader, right? That's everybody, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, right?
Right, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at some steps that we can use to kind of deter ourselves from making these kind of mistakes, which I'm going to implement again and help everybody that I believe it'll help everybody. So let's create a checklist, right? Before we enter our trades. All this needs to be done before you hit execute or buy or sell. Okay. So
Okay.
since we are all, you know, even if you have your charts marked up, you know, you already have a buy and sell there. Just want you to go back and check this before you check these couple things before you actually enter the trade. Okay. And so the first thing I want you to do is, look at the candles. Look at the daily candles. Okay. And what I want you to be looking for on the daily candles is this. Where do you see the wicks, right? Do you see more wicks to the bottom? Do you see more wicks to the top, right? And if you are seeing overall wicks, like over here, we got wicks on the bottom, but we got wicks coming down. And then generally right now we're in a downtrend on the daily. I want you to note that first, right? Every time, right? And if we are coming into this particular day, we're in a new trading day already, right? And the new trading day so far has already opened up here. It's gone as low as here. And it's gone as high as here. You don't have to draw these lines, but I just want you to kind of know before you place your trade to just check this every day, right? Where is it opened up? Where is it open up, which is right here? Did I make no, I didn't do it. It's open up right here. It's going up to this high. It's going down to this low, right? And now you know, okay, I have dropped lower than the close of yesterday's price. So I want you to understand that. And daily candle confirmation, which means find out high, low, and open. Okay. I want you to go now to the 4 hour and do the same thing, right? You don't have to put the lines, but just know, okay, this is where this just so happened to be the first candle of the day. So this candle is going to be lining up with the daily, but I just want you to know where you are in reference to the candles prior to, right? So if you see on the 4 hour that you're at what we consider a level of support or resistance, I want you to note that. So like this would probably be a rejection area right here. So that's our 4 hour rejection, right? We got some support that's been shown over here. And just note these things, right? And let me write that on here. Where did my writing go? Okay. 4 hour. Okay. And then I want you to get the trend from the 4 hour time frame, right? I want you to notice the trend more importantly from what's going on with the 4 hour, right? So trends coming down, right? We can go even further back. Trends coming down over here. Okay. So we know, again, we got trend on the 4 hour, trend on the daily, right? And now this will give us our bias, right? This gives us our bias or direction. So not to say that we're going to take a sell because we see this selling or not, or we're not going to take a buy at any point, but this just gives us the overall bias of the market, right? The direction of the most higher probability trades, right? So and we want to focus on this as far as our bias goes, because again, what are we trying to find when we trade? We're trying to find the most high probability setups, right? So for us, knowing that we're in a downtrend, if we take a buy, we need to be considering our first targets as priority. So we take a buy under this situation, unless we're near a low, a key low, which is right around this area right here. Or we could say we have another low around this area up here that got broken over here, which now is support. This is our next key low on the 4 hour. unless we taking a buy from here, the probability of this like shooting becomes lower, right? So we also have an impulse from this low to this high, right? So knowing that, right, unless we could take a higher, there's a higher probability buy if we buy like around where these wicks are, but because we're in a downtrend, we know that this might not be an extensive move. So that's what I want us to do as far as the direction goes, right? So then I want you to come to the hour, right? The hour is going to tell you, again, candle patterns, right? On a 1 hour, okay, confirm candle patterns, and like if we got double bottoms, double tops, or anything like that, or you know, if we have an evening star or a railroad or something like that, look for the candle patterns on the 1 hour. If we have impulse moves, right, where this candle broke a zone right here, a little small zone on the lower time frame, this candle rejected, we get our impulse measurements from here, where I showed you to take the candle that breaks the zone right here. This candle broke the zone. We're gonna measure that candle, find the kill zone. If we do take a buy, it'll come from this area, right? Boom, there's your buy, there's your buy, there's your buy, there's your buy, right? If we take a sell, the last impulse candle that broke the zone was right here. Measure him out. This one might be a little overshot, but it's okay. We look to take our sales from anywhere in this area. If it comes above it, it's okay. That's fine, as long as it doesn't break above this 0 or 100, depending on where you place it, right?
Hey, Corey,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind labeling those things so that I can take a screenshot of it?
Which things?
The zones that you just kind of put into
These
place.
boxes?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. 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 And then once we understand, okay, we're near an area that this could buy from, right? Our bias is stronger to the downside. We got wicks confirming, right? And for us to take a buy in this area, we got to understand that if it doesn't reject this area, we don't take the buy. And if we do take the buy, our targets should be the shorter targets, right? We should focus on TP1, TP2, and at the most, right? Unless we get news or something like that, then that drive the price in the opposite direction or something like that. But that's the only way, right? And then anytime we see impulse candles, right, like this, that push the market down, like this one that pushed the market down. So these two candles are impulse candles. I want you to start to look at those candles, right? And I know I preach about volume all the time, but like when you see this, right, we had this measured. I had this measured before we entered the trade today, and I ignored it. I tried to buy around here, and it did hit what our target one was, but just didn't close us out of this trade, we would have bought around here. It would have hit our target, and then we would have been able to get in this sell because this was set up to sell the whole time, the entire time, to make this drop from around this area right here to this low where we are right now. And this trade would have been about 250 pips where we would have been getting in, which we couldn't because we were focused on getting out of a buy that we shouldn't have been in. So once we established this, right, we established the direction from the 4 hour and the daily. We established that we are closing below, that we're currently trading below the previous day, right? And then we see on the 1 hour, and what's a good thing to do is why I teach the 4-15 strategy is you focus on, let's go back to the 4 hour, right? I like this strategy to teach this strategy because it gives you a simple look, right? The main candles that have volume, right, are, this is the London candle right here. This is the candle that's after London, 9 a.m. candle. Then this is the 9 a.m. candle, right? While this candle was forming, if you look at the 1 hour, here's the 3 a.m. candle. This is the London candle. The London candle is rejecting in this area, right? The London candle is telling you we're going to be selling for today, right? The candle follows up and says we're going to be selling today, right? This candle follows up. This is our first area where we should target, right? So once it retraces, we should automatically take the assumption that if we come back around this area right here, this was one impulse candle, right? We draw our fibs from high to low, then measure off the kill zone over here, right? Then we can come over here, this candle as well. This candle is an impulse candle, broke a zone, draw our kill zone right here. Next time we come back up here, this would have been our entry. Even at the, if it came up like it did right here, you could have got an entry off of this area right here to here, and it would have came back and gave you another entry right here. This would have put us in the higher probability trades because London had already told us to sell. This came back up and rejected. The 9 o'clock candle already told us that we would sell. And later in the day, over here, around noon, 1 o'clock, it pushed all the way back up and told us to sell again. We had 3 opportunities that were dwindled away because of not trading in the highest probability direction, right? Looking to take the buy over here. Yes, it did hit a target, but that's not always the best trade. So, so let me write that up. And just to, because I did mention it, right? focus on the candles, the impulse candles, right? If we're in a downtrend, right, focus on the impulse candles that are going to the downside, like this one, and then this one, or this one, or this one that's coming up, right? Because those are the candles with all the orders in them, right? This candle right here, this huge candle, it was news and it was impulse, right? The next time we come around this area, guess what candles we got to focus on? This one, right? This one, right? So if we get candles coming back up around this area right here, we do the same thing and measure that candle. 38 to 6.8. This is around the area we will likely see a rejection from if we push up, and there is only market structure, no news, no craziness that happens. This is around the area we should see this from. You can do this on, you can take this same approach as well on the 4 hour too, but 1 hour should be good. You will just have to be more patient on the 4 hour if you do this on the 4 hour. The 4 hour will take a little longer to get back to, right? Because it depends on how the candle look. Because sometimes the 4 hour will be the first thing that it hits. Sometimes the 4 hour will take the longest to hit, because the 4 hour may be a longer candle, so it may take up more area than the 1 hour or the 15-minute candles will do, right? And then the last thing, all right, once you see you're in this area, like if we were going to take this sale, right, or this sale, right, that's when we come down to 15-minute and start looking for what we wanted to see for our entries. All right. And once you in the trade, once you got your entries off the 15-minute, where if we looking for a sale, of course we looking for similar things over here, right? As we are dropping and coming up here, we already see we got a rejection around this little box that we drew up over here. This was the first time it dropped around New York time frame, right? Where we started to push up around this area and started seeing rejection. Even though this candle broke and closed above, it still only hit target one and then it dropped, right? Our buying opportunity would have came from this area off of the 1 hour where we could have bought here, but again, only looking for smaller targets, right? Because if we pay attention to everything we saw before, we would have saw that we started to get exhaustion around this area, and this is where we would have been looking to get our entries from, right? And once we start to see those impulse candles like this one, or like this one, we can take, even if we don't get the initial move, you see this impulse candle, you don't panic, you do the same thing, measure it out over here. This is on the 15-minute. 382, 618. There was your entry right here. Barely touched it, but it wicked off the 618 and then it dropped. If that candle was too fast, or once you get around this area, you can use the 5 minute too, because I know that I'm over here where I want to see it rejected. So in that case, you take the same approach. You can come over here. I see a rejection here, see the rejection here. And I can drop down to the 5 minute and take, even if you don't feel comfortable taking it over here, you know, all right, you can box this little price in right here. Trade the breakout, retest, and then drop from the 5 minute. Because this gave you the little impulse to finally push you up and drop you. And this, let me write this up. Okay, so once we are ready to enter, wait for the impulse. Near the key level. To confirm. And you're gonna look for it on the 15 minute. Or the 5 minute, if you feel comfortable. Okay. The overall thing is, you know, is setting expectations, right? And without being, or without choosing a direction, but understanding where you are in the market. Like this is to kind of eliminate the guessing. Like, okay, I'm in a downtrend, right? So overall, I need to look for sales, and I need to look for the most likely places that I should get a sale from, right? And then if I'm going to take a buy, understand that I am trading against the trend right now. And if I take a buy and I get an opportunity to close out at TP1 or TP2, or I go into profit and I need to make sure that my stop losses are at break even or at TP1 whenever I can put it there, because the likelihood and the probability is higher that this trend will reverse because I am not in the overall direction of the market. I can trade against the trend because I'm only looking for short to mid-range profit targets. But if I get the setup that I'm looking for the sale opportunity, then that's when I can start looking for TP 16 and 38,000, TP 3,900. So I can start looking for those at that point versus trying to get a TP 50 out of a buy, or in this case, that only has the potential to get you one target if it's met. Okay. Anybody got any questions? Make sense? Or was this
Yeah, I
all?
have a, what's the difference between, I think it's 5 and 7?
5 and
Step
7.
5 and 7.
Timing of entry and exits. I could have combined those. You're right. I could have combined those.
Yeah, I just don't want to confuse myself. Because you're
Yeah.
looking for an impulse candle in number 5 on the 1 hour. So once you find that, you're saying then look for another one on the 15 and 5 minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you're actually ready to enter, right? So the impulse candle on the 1 hour will tell you like where, okay, from a higher time frame view that I'm confirming that this is going down, right? And this gives me my optimal area to enter from right here, right? So if I see that price is trading in this level, or let me take this one off, right? If price is trading in this area, because this is an impulse candle to the downside, rejecting these highs, or this candle is an impulse candle that rejected this minor zone right here and broke and closed below this, right? I'm going to take the measurement of this candle and then this candle right here. So I know that if I see price in this area and it rejects or on the lower time frame, I can take this for a sell. If I see price come back up here, I know that I can drop down to the lower time frame, the 15 minute or the 5 minute, and look for the entry over here and over here if it does take the sell. If I'm up during London and I see this candle right here, this is the first candle that's telling me this might drop. Well, actually this candle is right here, this long wick. Then this candle sets it up even more so. I got this candle and then this candle. And then I finally got this impulse to the downside to confirm right here. So let me see. So is that how we find the entries on the 15 minute? Yep. This works on any pair. I'll show you this on, let me look at GBP, a GBP pair. GBP AUD. Okay, this is ugly, but daily, right? So right now, for today, this is as high as we traded. We don't have a low yet because it's still making a low. Actually, let me take this off. This a high, as high as we traded so far today. This is where it opened. So understand this by looking at this already. We know that it opened right here. Daily open, daily high. We don't have a daily low yet because it's still live and it hasn't made a low yet. So we already know that yesterday closed right here. It went as high as here. And it finally closed right here, right where we opened. So right now we already pushed up and we rejected to start selling off, right? And then we can see on the daily, we got a little move down. We just started to push down, right? Go to the 4 hour, get our direction. 4 hours still telling us the same thing. We still pushing down, right? We are near support. We are near a key level, right? Which is roughly around here. I'm not drawing this, I'm not doing this for zones or whatever. I'm just kind of just showing you guys, yep, we're in a key level rejection. We could even push it up a little bit right around here. And it'll still meet criteria. This is a bit more accurate right here. Okay. So we near key level support. So if we take a buy on this, right, which is okay because we're near key support level, we already see on the 4 hour, we have buying impulse candles, we have wick rejection. But in order for us to take this trade, if we were going to buy, we have to measure the impulse, right? That's the impulse candle on the 4 hour that's pushed us up, right? This is the one that's got all the volume and the biggest candle, right? And I'm just showing you this on the 4 hour just so you can see, like, even if we took this trade right here, it's a buy, right? It came
It's a
back
buy.
down in our area right here and then pushed up. Even though we wouldn't have been able to close out this trade if we got in somewhere around here on the smaller time frame, the bias is still to the downside. We would have only been up, we would have been able to take about 30 pips and that would have been it, right? Versus us understanding that if we measure this candle right here, that's no, not that one. This one right here, which is an impulse candle. We know it again, it's got all the volume, it's pushing us down through this level right here, which is another key level, right? And understanding that if we wait, we got the optimal entry right here. And instead of if we did take this buy, exit out with those 29 pips, or wait for this sell and we get in around here and we be in 30 pips going towards the right direction, knowing that we could take this trade for higher probability down to this target or this target right here. Got it? Okay. I'll come back to do the same thing. So these are my 4 hour candles. This London, this the candle after London, this the New York open. If I'm buying this based off of this candle over here. This one right here, because this broke this structure. This was the candle that pushed this up. So this is the candle that holds the importance, right? If I take this, measure the candle, that's where I get my entries from, right? So if it gets down to the 618, 50%, 382, I should start seeing these wicks. And once I get an impulse candle inside of here, which this would be one, and then this would be one, I know I can take that candle and measure that. Or here we go to the 1 hour. Okay. It's still good right there. It's real choppy. This one really, really choppy. Let's see. If I was gonna buy from here. It would still have to be this one right here. Where we would measure out this area right here on the 1 hour first. So this candle would have taken place already on the 1 hour. And then we drop down to our 15-minute to find the timing for our entry, right? So this, that same area, we would have had an opportunity to take the trade from here, here, and here. And then it pushes it up. And if we happen to miss these entries, right? These are highs right here, right? Find the candle that broke that high over here and actually push the market up to a new high is this candle right here. Let me see what the questions are. Okay. What are your settings on your fibs? So we should always start with the London session. Yes, I am recording this with the chart looking so choppy. Why would you recommend to stay away from the market until we have? Yeah, I would probably recommend staying away from this anyway. I wouldn't trade this. I really wouldn't trade this. It's really, really, really nasty. And most of this is just kind of stalling out, even on the 4 hour. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now 14. 14 hours of just up and down. I mean, 14 4-hour candles. So it doesn't even make sense to kind of trade this anyway. So I actually wouldn't recommend it. But I just picked this pair randomly to kind of show like what to look for. And like, so once we got our boxed up on the, let me get this. Once we boxed up on the, from the 1 hour, this is where, if we were going to take an entry, it would come from off of this box right here to push up. And our bias in this case would be a short-term buy based off of these lows, but overall looking for the sell to come off because we in the downtrend. And if we drop down to the 15, again, this would have been an entry, entry, entry. If we miss that, this candle over here, let me see, all of this just nasty, honestly. I probably would not even touch this pair, but all of this nasty. But this would have been the candle right here, but I don't even want to talk about that one because it was nasty. Yeah, this is really nasty. So I would not particularly like to trade that. Let's find another pair. USD. You guys give me the pair. So the candle that says 3 a.m. is London. Yep. Chair 30, USD and Mexican SPX. Okay. Clear this all off. Chair 30 is a good pair. Any of the indices are really good pairs. Okay. Daily. It's closed right now, isn't it? Let's look at the 4 hour. All right, we know it's pushing down, right? Got a downtrend, you already know, right? There's a little structure, a key level right around here, right? This candle actually broke it. So there's also a little area that's right here. So this is from the 4 hour. That's the one. I think there should also be a little level right here, which is lining up right here. This candle broke that. Throw your fibs on there. Can't really see it, but I think it's right there. That's our sell entry right here. That's from a 4 hour, right? We got the general direction. We got the 4 hour impulses already. If you wanted to add in this one right here, that's in this little area right here, you could do that too, because this candle would have broke that area right there. Or you can even push it up a little higher, about right here, so we catch this little wick over here. This
So
would have-
Corey, are we getting TPs off of those that you're doing right now?
You can. You can definitely do so.
Mhm.
As far as the targets goes,
Uh-huh.
which I did mention on here earlier, get your targets from the 1 hour or the 15 minutes.
Okay.
Target from 1 hour to 15 minutes. Okay, so Jer 30, that's the 1 hour, 4 hour. Now we got to go to the 1 hour. Let me go back to 4 hour. So we're gonna wait for the London candle to open, which in this case is gonna be counted differently, right? Because we own this market on their time, right? So let me go to the 1 hour. 4. Okay, this is the New York Open at 4. And the London Open is at over here, I think. Over here. I don't trade this a lot, but so it's 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this is London opens right here. This is the New York open over here, right? So it'll be the inverse, right? So we will have to see what New York does first to look over here from the previous day. So this is pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, all right? London open up. This gave me this little ugly little candle, but overall we saw it rejecting. We already know it broke the zone too. So this, we know that this coming back up, this could act as a retest entry over here for this level right here, this little small little zone right here, right? The candle we will measure is this candle right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. The candle we measuring is this one. We got entries off of these two candles right here, or actually these three candles right here. And I'll show you like, this is something else, but if you see something like this right here, where you get like a little triangle form, that's called a vector. If you get a vector in this area, then you know you are getting ready to take your drop, just like this vector right here, where you got a lower high, a higher high, and a lower low. That's a vector. You have them right here, just like if we were looking for a buy, we would have a 5 candle vector right here, where we got this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, and this make the low if we were going to take a buy. This has to happen at a key level of support for a buy. This has to happen at a key level of resistance to take a sell, a vector. Here's another one right here. This is not clean, but it's one right here as well. If we were going to take this little buy up, no key levels, and if there has been one, it's been blown through throughout these areas. But just like over here, vector right here, here, then it dropped. One over here, in this area right here, and then it bought. And then it sold over here.
And there's one right over there too.
And I bet that if we measure the candle, this candle right here, we will be in that same area right here. Here's the high, here's the low, and this is our impulse candle right here. We got high volume that confirms it as well. If you just confused, 38, 618, there's our entry right here. And we're in the area that we want to look for. Okay. Also NT4 on my phone, completely black. I'll have to look at that. This chart 30. So let's clear this stuff off.
Hey Corey,
Yo,
that terminology victor is new to me.
Hector. Okay.
Why is it called a victor? What does victor mean?
It's just just say a triangle. A triangle would work. And a vector is basically this 3 candles or 5 candles, where if you have 1 candle, two candles, three candles. And this candle is going to make a lower high. This candle should make a higher high, and this candle should make a lower high. And it makes, you probably going to have wicks from here to here. This is a 3 candle vector. And typically you'll have a candlestick formation where this will be near some major resistance right here, right? Or you'll have a 5 candle vector where you'll have something like this. You'll have something like this near major resistance. You'll have a 3 candle or a 2 candle. And that's what you want to look for. That's what the 3 will look like over here. And then that's what the 4 will look like. And if we reverse this, it would be the same way to the downside that we would be looking for.
Okay, give thanks.
Okay. I can show you again. This is this one right here, near key resistance area right here. It's a key level right here. It's a key level right here around this area right here. And if we were going to trade this would have been one right here for the sell, right? And then if we miss this, right, we would have had the opportunity to wait for this to come back down, push back up into this candle that pushed it down, and we could have still took this sell. If we were going to take this buy from here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vector right here. Then we had a 3 vector, 1, 2, 3 right here that pushed us up to that high. Then once we broke out of this, we had another one that is this one is a vector, but it's horrible, right? That's probably news related, right? It all happened at this key level of support. Then when we reverse right here, another one happened right here. This is just a 3. And then it pushed up. Yep. It'll even like you'll see this on the higher time frame that looks like this, but on the lower time frame, like if we went to the 5 minute right now and looked at these same areas, you will see a head and shoulder pattern. That's a good observation. So like those same areas right over here. See a small little head and shoulder on the 5 minute right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop. And then over here, Kim's terms. What about Kim's terms?
Crap.
Huh? Oh, a head and shoulder thingy. Yeah. Yeah. Here, a little one. This one didn't really give it, but we got it over here. Right head, left, left head, right, and then by. We got one a little later. And then let's look at gold. Gold gonna look just like US, like it's gonna look like silver a little bit. You can say USD. Daily. All right. Open right here. I don't see a wick on this. Daily open. Right. I don't see a wick. I can't tell because of this news thing right here. Can I hide this? News. Events. Okay. Right here. Just for now. Okay. So yeah, there's a wick. That's right here.
The AXU USD is silver.
That's gold.
This is gold.
Yeah.
Thank you.
AXG USD is silver. Is so far as the daily low. All right. Okay. Oh, dang it. Dang it. All right. So right around here. Right around here. All right. So we already see the last couple of days, even though we're in a downtrend, we've been kind of pushing up. This so far opened up for the day and then drop. But even if we look at this, right, we could still consider a buy out of this because we know that we at a little level right now. From on a daily perspective, we know we at a little level right here because we got these equal lows right here. And then we got price breaking out of this area, faking out, breaking out, faking out, breaking out, and rejecting, right? Now we got a little impulse candle. We got an impulse move right here, but overall, where is this going? It's been going down, right? So 4 hour, let's get our direction clear. Clear direction, right? Overall, we pushing down, right? But we do have a slight uptrend when we making higher lows. So we got a little symmetrical pattern going on right here. responding, right? And we reacting to these little lows right here. So, okay, cool. We may have some buying opportunities, right? We may have some selling opportunity, but the higher probability trade still is to the downside. This is setting up more likely to break this trend line, break this zone, and then drop. And it even adds more so into it to see that if we were to draw this up even further, right? We could say we are in a little channel on the daily time frame from right here to here, where all of this is happening inside of this area. And if this continues to go like this, like this, like this, like this, that means we make a new low around here, around this area right here, right around this 1813 area, right? And it would make sense for us to do that because on the daily, it's still telling us that it's going to do that, right? Also, we all know what's coming up. We know how the market could go crazy. You know, we already know that. And the market and gold and silver both have been trending in the same direction as the indices. So normally it's a little 50-50. Sometimes people put their money in gold when the economy is going bad, but it's been following it. So if it does follow, this is what we could likely see, making a new low. We made a low here, made a low here, and we make a low over here to push this down in the next couple of days, right? That's the higher probability. If we take a buy, let's go to the 1 hour, see what they look like on the 1 hour. Hold on, let's find the 4 hour candle. Just like for this trade, this would have been London. This would have been the New York candle right here. This pushed up near these highs and then it rejected and dropped. And this would have been the higher probability trade. Unless we were up trading during London, where, okay, we see that this pushed down, this rejected, and I'm back inside of this impulse move right here, or right here, or even right here. And I take the trade off of this level right here to push it up. But again, I'm only looking for the shorter TPs on this because this is buying against the trend. And then we want to take it to the downside because it's higher probability. Go to the 1 hour, right? Where's our impulse candles, right? This structure high right here, right? This broke, retest, this push down. This is all our impulse move right here. So 1. All right. This would have gave us 1 entry. This impulse candle right here broke the zone. So we got to count this one. This becomes even more important. Like this candle right here becomes even more important because not only did it break the zone, it left impulse move, but it's also near a key level because we got it right here. So we would have probably been trading the break for the sell at 1915 at some point. So we would have had 3 confirmations, right? That would have gave us this area, right? So on today, we would have traded back to this area where We could have took trades here based off of this move, based off of this move, based off of this move, and then we could have sold off on each one of these. We could have took entries right here, and over here for the best trade setup. If we were going to take a buy, we wouldn't have bought until, see these highs right here? This is the candle that broke it right here. Measure him. This is where we would have got our entry from for the buy. And like I said, it's okay if it pushed down below it, as long as it's rejected. But if it kind of closes below this, if we were taking a buy and we see this come down and we start seeing this wick reject, that's a good sign because it's responding to this area right here. And if we see candles that close below this, that's when you kind of hold off on the entry, right? You kind of hold off on it. And if you don't feel comfortable just hanging in there, getting in the drawdown, you know, this would be your new stop loss right here, where you would take entries around this area. This would be a stop loss right here. Or you can get in on these lows and this can still be a stop loss right there, right? And you drop down to the 15-minute. This is our area where we could have looked for the entries. The first time we get an impulse candle is right here on this candle. And then we got another one right here on this candle. And we could have measured this out. We would have got this entry right here. If we missed that, check for these little highs right here to get broken, right? You would have got this candle, or you could have waited for this candle right here at 8:30. Measured this out the same way. There was your entry right here. And it's even rejecting off of it right now, over here, to push up right now. So I recorded this session. So, because I know that I just went over a lot and I knew I was going to go over a lot, but I just I'm trying to help us, because, you know, even myself, man, like I've been having a crazy couple weeks, crazy couple trading days. Like I've been up and down. I trade good one day. So I'm being very clear with you guys. I've been sucking a little bit and, you know, breaking even for the week, you know, barely. I closed out last week 23%, but this week right now, I'm at break even. I'm right at break even right now. Might even be down a little bit this week. So, and whenever I'm down, you know, yeah, it's been a rough month, man. I don't know anybody that's been trading like a pro this month, but we don't die. We multiply. We multiply whatever, you know, it might be too old of a reference for some people, but this is what you do, you know. You get in the lab and you go back in and you do what you was doing and remember what you was doing when you were doing the best, you know. And you go back in and you get in the lab, right? So mentioned something about the brokers this morning on Pre-New York about changing with FX Choice coming up soon. Yeah. Let me screenshot that silver setup, and then I'll talk about it. Oh, I ain't worried. I ain't worried at all. Appreciate that, Thomas. I ain't worried at all. Supposed to have bad weeks. You're supposed to have bad days. If you don't, you're gonna start thinking you're invincible. And then that's when the counts get blown. All right, that's our checklist. URL cannot be received. Why is that? I've never seen that happen before. I'll drop the video for it. I'll drop the video for this in a few minutes. Now, the broker, yep. So, so what's going on is FX Choice is going to be requiring you to have more margin than you normally would, right? So each of the pairs has a certain amount of margin that you can you have to be able to have in your account to trade with. And let me see something if I can pull it up. So you can find out, right? This tells you what it is, right? So margin percentage, right? Right now, hang on. Hang on 1 second. There's people coming in. Hold on. So your margin percentage, right? It is the in order to trade this, right? But this particular pair, I need to have a margin percentage of 2% in order to take this trade. And if I don't have that amount of money, that's when you start hearing those annoying little sounds on your computer, the bong sounds or whatever, because you don't have enough margin to take this trade. So like you may have, it may require you to have at least 60% of free margin in your account, right? Every time you take a trade, let me see. Let me open up the demo account. Who is this? Hello? Hello? Yes. Hey, I'm actually on a session right now for my team. What's going on?
Hey, while Corey is on the phone, can somebody tell me how to get my app to turn back to regular? It's everything on it is black. The quotes are black. Everything on it is black, and I don't know how to turn it back.
Are you talking about your Meditator 4 app on your phone?
Yes, everything is black.
Your chart?
You said, did I charge my phone?
Are you talking about your chart?
Yeah, my charts, the quotes, everything is black. There's no you know how it used to say stop loss and take profit, but it doesn't say anything anymore. It just have lines. And I don't know what I did to it.
Okay, send me a screenshot really quick so I can see what it looks like. You know,
I don't know how to put the screenshot in here.
Christina? Who's talking?
What'd you say?
Who's that talking? Is that Christina?
Naomi.
Naomi? Okay, Naomi, I'm gonna send you a message real quick on Discord so I can see what it looks like.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Jeez. Okay. So you see how I just took this trade, right? And you can see the exposure, right? Right now, because I'm in this trade, let me see. I'm in this trade right now. And my free margin is 19,000. The account has $19,517 in it. And when you open up a trade based off of your lot size and your margin percentage, you're going to have a certain amount of capital that you have free to still trade with. And then the percentage, your margin level percentage calculates the percentage that you have open and available. It'll increase as you go into profit, right? The margin level and the free margin will increase as you go in profit, right? But what you're using available is what you have, right? So if I take a trade, I have to have a certain amount of free margin available at a certain margin level. They're increasing the requirements of what you would have as your margin level, which means that your free margin on your account is going to decrease because they're lowering that, right? So in order for me to take this trade, because I'm using a standard over here, it drops me down to $19,078, right? But if they were to increase the margin level that I need to take this trade, I would probably have maybe 18,000 in here and only have as free margin that's available still left to trade. And how this hurts you is if, like, say for instance, you have a $1,000 account, they increase the margin level required to 880, right, or 8,000, right? That means that your free margin is going to decrease because at that point you don't have as much as you would need to take this trade, and you wouldn't be able to open up another trade. You might only be able to open up one trade on the account, or you might not be able to open up the trade at all. That's how it's affecting, and it's kind of there to protect you, because if it's really volatile and you're using the same free margin, it could blow up your account real fast. Like let's say Trump wins and then the market just shoots up, but right before it, you put in a sell because the numbers came in and they said Biden was going to win. And then two people voted at the last minute and then Trump won. Everything was lined up for it to sell. And then, soon as the vote came back in that it was good, that he won and it shot up, then you would have had your account blown if you were using the same leverage, because at that point you could get spikes that push down 200 to 500 pips, 1,000 pip spikes on those days. So that's kind of why they did that, to keep you from blowing up your account. So unless you actually have, the only other way you can like fix this is if you put more money in your account, or you just under leverage your account when this happens, whenever the election happens. If you under leverage, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. You should be able to get in your trades with no problem. You probably won't be able to use a normal lot size because it's going to require you more. And if you want to use your normal lot size, I would say put an extra double of what you have in your account at the moment. And then you will probably be able to take your normal lot size and still get into other trades without no problem. I don't know how to explain it any shorter or sweeter than that, but yeah. And then the last thing, Chevelle, you asked for the fib settings.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had them correct.
Hold on just a minute.
I did add the 70% in.
Okay.
This is recent. I just did this a couple days ago.
You say you added 7?
I added the 70. That's what this 0.7 is.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
I was missing a 7, the one you added.
And then the only other thing is on the levels where it says it defaults when you first have it, it says value, and I changed it to percent.
So on the default, I got my chat away from this.
This is what it default as, where it's showing you all of this, the percentage. So where you will see like this is supposed to be the 38 too, but it's 0.382.
Okay.
And instead of seeing that, just put the value on the percent instead, and you'll get the same thing. Why'd you add it? Just curious. Because I was noticing that if like this impulse move right here, like if I'm measuring it, impulse moves, like sometimes it overshoots that kill zone. And just to make sure I got that level, a level that it could come close to, I just added it. And I noticed that it was coming to that little 70%. It's like, even if I, let me see. This to here. It didn't do it. It stopped at 38. Let me flip that. Oops. See, like this impulse to the downside made the low right here. It actually came up and wicked off to the 70%. Now, do I need it? No, because I know once I'm here, between here and here, I can start looking for reversals. But if I want to be even more accurate, I could come and add this 70 in here even though it's 70% is not actually a Fibonacci level, but I know that this has a tendency to be at a level to sometimes get hit. Just like the 50% is not actually a Fibonacci level, but it still gets hit. No problem. It is underdone. Oh, that's not for me. Okay. All right, fam. Let's go. Anybody got any more questions? Any more questions?
Yo, Corey, I got one for
Did
you.
you look at my chart? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who did I hear first?
Me.
Okay, Miss Tate.
Did you have it somewhere in the chart in the it had you drop something in about us being able to look at how to set up our MetaTrader on the computer? Because I never did that, and I think maybe it's probably about time.
I'm gonna go over it Monday.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go over it Monday, and if you just, it's really easy. If you just search for MetaTrader, Calvin want me to show him this too.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, are you do we download it from logging in through our brokers?
You can, but you don't have to, because it doesn't matter which broker you get the MetaTrader from, it's still going to be the same thing, right? So like say you just do a quick search, but the easiest thing to do is just go to your broker, right? So if I got fxchoice.com,
And that's what I have.
there should be trading platform right here. And then you're gonna come to MetaTrader 4 right here, and then you'll download it for Windows. If you have a Mac, you cannot do this, right? It'll tell you right here. If you have a Mac, you need to have Parallels in order to install this, because that's gonna give you the option to run it on your computer just like you have another app on your computer. To download it for the Windows, all you gotta do is come in, download this exe file right here, and then and you can just follow the install instructions.
Real quick on that same point, I've helped a couple people put it on their brokers, but it adds another component, which is the MLCN. Like it's like a extra help, and I've been trying to delete it.
Extra help?
You know, like it's one of those assistant type.
Oh, he's talking about the like if you're an accountant person, you just might, like, you know how when you log into BlueFX, FX Blue, you have to use your the person that will monitor the account, if they were looking at your account for you. Everyone gets that. It's just a second login. It's like how Corey gave us last training FX Blue to plug in. Like you don't want to be using your regular username and password to be signing into certain like apps like that. So you use basically your assistant login to log into stuff like that. So it's like something you get as a secondary login for just for viewing purposes or reading purposes, not for.
Okay.
Yeah, I never did that.
But you know, when you did the FX Blue, you can't use your password for regular MT4. You have to use the assistant one to call it or something like that. That's a secondary password you do with your account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that one. That's
I can't understand what he's saying.
Okay. But yeah, you're just gonna, I'll drop this link in here too. And again, it doesn't matter what broker you have. You can use this same link, because when you actually go in to set up the broker, right? And you come over here to go to file and open an account or log into a trading account, right? Let me see. Right? This is gonna get you to the point where you're gonna add in the servers, right? So the accounts, like this is Hugo's Way MetaTrader 4. And I got different accounts, different brokers all on this account that I can trade any one of these from, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be logging into this broker and it'll know to reach out to that broker based off of the server. So when you have like Hugo's Way, you would just type in the server information that they give you in this little spot right here. And then once you do that, so let's say I just open up an Osprey account.
With the R. R-U-I.
Did I spell it wrong?
Yeah.
O-S-P.
Yeah, O-S-P-R.
O-S-P-R.
You did it again.
Okay. Osprey.
With the R-E-Y.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, he did want to do this on Monday.
Yeah, my bad. So I can see both of my the servers, right? And then if it's a live account or demo account, I highlight that server and click next. And then I'm going to use my existing information and type it in here. And I should be able, that should get me everywhere I need to go. Now, actually configuring it to look how you want to, that's a whole different thing, right? Because, you know, when you want to open up your chart, it's going to come in and look something like this. It's going to probably be something looking like this, where you have like 4 charts right here or something like this. Then all of these little tabs are going to be open over here and all this kind of stuff, right? We don't want that, right? Now, configuring it is a whole different story. That I would have to like do a whole session on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you just need the configuration, hold off to Monday. But this should get you where you need to go. And if you, I mean, you don't even have to have this, you know, set up any kind of way to trade. You can just make sure that you have one-click trade activated. There's your buy and your sell right there. And then you can manage your trade still. You know, I'm in this trade right here. Come into options. Make sure that you go in the options and then look for the trade tab, and then make sure this one-click trading is on. If it's not, you're going to get this screen right here. Options, one-click trading. You're going to get this little screen to pop up right here. That's a disclaimer that basically saying that knowing that I turn this on, if I click this, it's going to buy. If I click this, it's going to sell. And I'm accepting that fact right here. And then the other thing you might want to turn on is, let me see. That's already good. Okay. Might want to see the ask line. I don't know. Some people want to see it. But no, I'm not going to. Don't worry about that. What else in here? That's the main thing. Yeah. All right, John. Yeah, that's the main thing that you want to make sure. And you know, if you want to set your stop loss, that's right here. You want to set your TP, that's right here. You can just hover over it and drag it, right?
That's awesome.
And that's it. If you want to take partials, you click on the size. This window gonna open up, and you adjust this volume to whatever size you want it to be. So if I wanted to take half of this out, this would be 0.5. I would take half of that trade out by hitting close. If I wanted to set, if I wanted to do a trailing stop, right click on the order right here, go to trailing stop right here, go to custom. And because we trading silver, I'm going to use 100 pip trailing stop. And that's going to be, as soon as I'm 100 pips up, this moves to break even. And it's going to keep moving up as long as I'm still moving in profit. If you take a partial, you have to reset your trailing stop. Those are the main things you need this for, to manage the trade once you're in the trade. You can execute on your phone, which is great to do, but I wouldn't use the phone to put in stop losses and take profits because it's easier to do it like this.
Yeah.
Quanisha, you said you can't get TradingView to download on your phone. I don't have an Android, so I cannot answer that. On your PC, you trying to download TradingView on your PC or MetaTrader? Because you shouldn't be downloading TradingView on your phone. I mean, on your PC.
It's just a website.
It's just a website. MetaTrader, you would need to download.
Phoenicia TradingView is only done on the web browser.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I just wanted to make sure that you looked at my chart to make sure it was okay.
Let's see.
And also, Corey,
No, I didn't mean for you to pull it up here.
Oh, I am.
with her MetaTrader 4, I tried figuring it out, but for some reason, none of her numbers is they're all black. They're not changing colors, and it's not her MetaTrader is not frozen.
Let me see the picture.
I don't see it real quick.
Hey. Ooh. Let me see if she on. Dang. She ain't even on. I was about to give her some props. But I had this same discussion with Area, and I showed her this same thing, and she jumped in on SPX and profited. She all sending me messages talking about I did it. That's what's up. All right, so your chart. Question number one. What?
That wasn't the right chart.
Oh, all right. This wasn't the right chart.
Dear merciful.
About to beat you up.
Did you get your MetaTrader fixed?
Yeah,
Travell is helping me.
I'm stumped. I've never seen her do that before.
Yes, that's what I was wanting to figure out.
Same question, number one. What are you planning on doing with this?
I wanted to buy it.
Okay, so where are you looking to buy?
Well, it was at that, see that long blue candle? See that candle?
This one.
No.
Hold
Mm-mm.
on.
There. Come down. There.
This
Yes.
you're
Mm-hmm.
looking to buy here.
Yeah.
So you were trying to buy the break of this high right here.
Yes.
Okay.
But every time I tried, it kept going bong, bong.
You
And it
were
kept
over
making me
leveraging.
so mad.
You were probably over leveraging. Do you know the lot size that you were using?
Yeah, 0.01.
Do you know, can you give me the entry and the lot size? And how much do you have in your account? And this is a demo account, right?
Yes, it is a demo account.
Okay.
Corey,
Yes.
on that, she sent me that same chart. You see up there where it says USD CAD 240? What does that 240 mean?
This
Because
is
I thought
daily
it
chart.
means, yes, that.
24 hour. Yeah, this is daily chart.
Oh, it's days. Oh, mine just says D.
Yeah, this
Okay.
daily.
I didn't know what.
Yeah.
So that's
I heard.
the lot size was 0.01.
0.01.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to put the trade in right here.
Yes. Where the little yellow line is.
Were you looking for what type of trade were you putting in? A market, a pending order?
Yeah, it just says market execution on my phone. I couldn't do it from the laptop because my daughter has class during the day. So the only thing I can use is my phone during the daytime.
I wish I could tell you.
Why don't you just go ask someone to give you an Android? I'm sure someone in your neighborhood has one.
Oh.
Someone does. Corey just don't.
Nah.
Did you have a stop loss already there or take profit?
No, but I do have what I thought was the right information in my chart at the time, but it just kept making that hideous noise and it would not stop.
Question: did you screenshot it when it was giving an error?
No, I quickly called Corey.
You know what? Looking at her one of the screenshots she sent me right now, it's not showing no market movement at all underneath her Meditator 4. Like when she's trying to execute a buy, like she's looking like she would like to do a buy or sell on USJPY. There's no market correlation at all. No lines, no nothing.
All right. Are you actually logged into the account?
It says hello Naomi, so I think I am.
Thinking and knowing are two different things.
Okay.
Click your FX choice and see if they're logged into that.
Yeah, you're not logged in probably.
Okay, well, how does it know my name if I'm not logged in?
Because you probably logged in at one point before.
Okay, so now how do I log in?
You need to, you're going to have to probably get with somebody with an Android to kind of tell you how to get around.
Is someone with an Android in our group right now? Because I need help.
Sure.
Go to your account and then click no Andy, and then click the exclamation point and see if it'll let you log in.
You said click on a star?
No, click on accounts.
Accounts?
Okay, now click your name.
Click my name.
Choice one at the top.
You're breaking up just a little bit.
Click the exclamation point on the FX choice. And what is it?
Let's take this on you guys take that on the sidebar. Cool beans?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
As long as it get fixed.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all handle that on the side.
Hey, thanks a lot, Corey. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Corey.
Corey, I
What's
just
this
wanna
spec, old boy?
I just wanted to say, 240 is the 4 hour.
4 hour. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about
It's
that.
not the daily, it's the 4 hour.
Yeah, thanks, Steph. Say that. Don't be clear your throat, Miss Tate. She over here clearing her throat off.
Trying to get you straight.
Clearing her throat on me, man. Hey.
Travell, will you call me, please?
Okay.
Give me a number and I'll give you a call.
All right.
Thank you.
I think there was one last person. Nope. Cool. Okay. You good, Calvin? Did I explain it, bro?
I'm gonna try the list and, try to back test it and see if I could figure it out.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure. I'll let me back test it first, but I'm not really sure about which impulse candle to use. But let me try it first and then I'm gonna ask you.
I'll tell you an easy way. Throw this indicator on there, volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the candle near the low that has the most volume. And you don't have to know the numbers or anything. You just got to see that this candle has a lot of volume. So if I'm looking for a buy down here, this candle has a lot of volume. If I drop down to the 1 hour and I'm near this same little area over here, this same area right here, this is the candle that has the volume on it. So this candle is telling me now we can start looking for a buy, or we're near support. This candle would be telling me now we can look for a sell because we breaking down to the lows right now from this area, from a high. So if I'm over here,
if it's an impulse candle without much volume, some volume, but just not as much as the highest, I wouldn't look at it.
you can, because it's relative to the session. So what's high in New York won't be high in London.
Okay, all right.
What's high in London won't be high in New York. I'm sorry, I think I said that the first time. But what's high in Sydney or Tokyo session won't be high in London.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So unless that pair like normally trades that high. So like this is New York, New York, New York, New York. This is London, London, London candles right here. Is high for the session.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This
makes sense.
High for overall. So like us being near this low right here, this being London open right here. This is decent, right? But now we back down here again near where London open and we get high volume again. If we don't get in down here, we know we can measure this candle right here. Wait for it to come back and then give us the trade if we were going to take the buy. Then if we were looking for this area, this was today, this London open right here. The volume is higher, but this candle right here give us the move. So we know this has got higher probability, but we also got an impulse on this candle and this candle. We can mark off this candle, then mark off this candle. That give us the two best entries. So now we back in this box. The next time we get volume again is right here. That's the candle that drop us. The next time we get volume again, now this one is an example of when the volume is low right here and we still get a drop. But we already know that we near this high that we broke down from right here. So even if we don't get high volume on the 1 hour, we might get volume on the 15 minute. that would have dropped us in. We didn't even get it over here. So but that kind of just lines up with the fact that we in this area and we start seeing these candles. So, but we did get the impulse entry right here.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. Hope you guys have a great evening. Calvin, bro, let me know if you need some, bro. I know you asked me about this a long time ago. Topaz, quiet.
Hi, I'm here.
Where you been, homie?
In the live.
All right. All right.
Corey, can you check out that trade right there? SPX.
SPX.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. I dropped that in chat.
Sheesh. Even your moving average is telling you that it's looking to go down. So,
You talking to me or?
no, I'm talking to you. I got your chart open. Yep. Moving averages telling you it's pushing up, pushing down. I'm sorry. You had your rollover right here. I'm assuming this is like the 50 right here,
That's a 50 EMA.
the blue one, right?
Yeah.
This the 4 and 10,
The 5 and 13.
5, 13. Yep. This flatten
Like that.
right here. And the cool thing about you using your EMAs with this is this would have been the candle right here that we would have been looking for the impulse and measuring, right? Our kill zone would have been right along where this 3418 wick right here is. And then we would have dropped. So now, because we look like we might be finding support right here.
Yeah.
I would want to see this push up and push into one of these candles, either this one. I don't see the volume, so I'm only assuming that it's this one and this one, because this kind of broke the zone, and this retested the zone, then it dropped. So this is the candle with all the orders in it. So I'm assuming if we measure this, we'll get the kill zone right here, and it's cool because,
Which kind of was you looking for the volume on?
this would be for me, this would be again the higher probability to the downside. If I took the buy, I'm only buying it to the kill zone.
There wasn't a lot of supply and demand on that bottom. It was small.
Yep. This just so happens to line up with this zone, this kill zone right here. If I was to draw it up right here, so I would be taking the buy back to where it could possibly sell again.
So
and if it doesn't sell from here, it pushes up into this candle right here. Right around here. And that lines up with this little minor support right here. And then I would look for the rejection to keep going down.
So that's my buy zone.
The buy zone, I like your buy zone. 379. I like this setup. It's a good setup. I would actually trade this. If I took the buy, I would be buying into a sell setup. So I would trade it until I see wick rejection.
Grabbing TP1 and 2, they're waiting for it to hit the.
Your TP, this right here, it's a good, both of these are good TPs. Where you got target smash TP and then target smash TP 1 hour time frame, 33.90. This is clean setup. I would trade it all the way. I would trade this all the way. For the buy, I wouldn't take this sell right here unless this drop from here. I would be looking for the sell up here instead of taking it from down here.
Okay, so look for the buy and then look for the reversal.
Yep.
Because it's in an overall downtrend anyway it is, so they just go back and test the downtrend trend line.
Yep. Because we had this sell off, look what we doing.
Big W.
This look like what's already happening, right? So I would be looking for my sales around at most, hold on. So I would be looking for this, at most right here. Take my sales from this area, anywhere from here to about here. And then I would be looking for the drop. If I miss the sale in this area right here,
Then catch it back at the whole buy area.
no, if I miss the sale from here, that's when I would be looking down here to take the sale.
So like a second chance for entry if I miss the first one. All
Huh?
right. A second chance for entry if I miss the first one on the
Yep.
sale.
If you miss this one, like say for instance, this happened during London where it pushed all the way up and you're not up or you miss it for some reason, then I would look to take it once it gets down here.
Yeah, because right now it's according to Scotchy, it's oversold, so it has to go back up right now until it's oversold.
Exactly.
All right, appreciate it.
Exactly. This is a clean setup, man. I like this.
The one
And
man been in that lab too much.
the buy lines up with it retesting your EMAs, right? Because the buy says that we made this low, we made this high, we may make another low, but we come back up to test the 50 again, or the 13 and the 10 one more time.
The doc was always the 50.
Yep. And then this is the 100, right? Or 200.
It's a 200. It's supposed to be white, but I use gray because I got a white truck right now.
Yep. This is,
So-
no, what is this one then?
That right there, that would be my trend lines.
This is a trend line? It's moving.
It was one I was testing to see if I can binary option it.
Oh,
I'll
Okay.
test something. Just ignore that one.
okay. Yeah, this is clean, bro.
Appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Everybody have a great night. I'll see y'all in the morning at 7. Oh, Omar. Still on, bro?
I'll
Okay.
take it for a while.
Okay. All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night, Corey.
Good night.
I'll drop the link for this in the chat.